everyone that is listening to our podcast. We are We Preserve. My name is Gabriel Vidal, together with Harold Fernando Vaca. Hello, Harold. How are you, man?
Oh, great to be here. Wow, I'm doing pretty good today.
It's good to have you here as always, man. It's good. So the subject today, it's as always very important, crucial, and nobody really dares to talk about it. So this is what we're here for. And the subject is we're gonna give you solutions for climate change that you can do it personally. You can do it yourself. So this is what we're gonna talk about. And this is brought to you by our sponsors, of course, Shiri Puno Lodge, which is this is amazing lodge, remote lodge surrounded by miles and miles of rainforest that works together with the native people, the Warani over there. So it's amazing lodge. Also, our own conservation and restoration dream, a restoration forest project to protect forests is called Sumaco Ñawi. Okay, and finally, itinerante craft beer, cerveza artesanal itinerante. If you happen to be in Quito or in Ecuador, you can have delivery service for this delicious beer that is the best in Ecuador. No doubt about that, of course. I'm going to put links below for these sponsors if you're interested in any of those, so you can follow them. And yes, so let's go to our topic, solutions to the climate change. And we have many challenges. We have many climate challenges. Uh, what about these challenges, Harold? What you want to kick into these any of these challenges? What you have anything to say about this to start the conversation, Harold? Harold.
Yes, thank you, man.
Sure.
I would like to go with the idea of the climate change that is being in everybody's mind for the last 10 years. So we've been talking about this subject for the last 10 years at least. But I was checking a few records. The whole idea of protecting nature came in 1961. There was a book named the Silent Spring. So back there in the States, during that time, the spring was so quiet because the insects were almost wiped out by insecticides. So that book put a lot of people into think about it. And thanks to that, we all have the International Protection Animals Act. We have whales. We have a lot of things that we've been protecting over the time. But recently, in the last 10 years, the climate change has came over and over. Until recently, it was very profound, where we could see worldwide there were people manifesting their opinions and their unhappiness, how we are treating it and how we are working on it. So the climate change is the biggest challenge that we have today as a human species. It doesn't matter where you are. It doesn't matter what color you are. It doesn't matter what you believe in. But the climate change is coming for you. It's coming for all of us. So we have only one thing to do, and is work it, face it, and look at it in the eyes, and look at and understand what's all about, and go and work in each of them and reverse it. Because I understand, and I think we can win it. We can win this. I know we have a very little time to do all the massive changes that we never did in the last 200 years.
Right, right. We can't deny it. It's coming for you and me and everybody. Doesn't matter where you are. And that's just like you said. It might be too late to be negative. It's time to act now. Being negative or saying, "Oh, there's nothing, nothing we can do, nothing, it's too late." You're being part of the problem. You can't deny it. And I remember I had some clients that we were talking several years ago. We were talking about climate change. He was Australian. He says, "Oh no, climate change will never come to Australia. We are an island, and nothing will happen to us. We have a nice government, and nothing will happen." And if you remember, just last year, all of Australia was on fire. Was on, all of it was on fire. So you can't deny it. It's coming for you. And the time to act is now, or not, Jaro.
Yeah, I think the time to act is now. But before we act, we need to understand, right? Because and then we can act on what we have to do. So I would like to talk about what it causes the climate change. One of the few things that I've been trying to understand, and one of these is the vapor of water. So the water cycle that we have in nature has been breaking apart little by little. No? So every time, and it has to be with the process of agriculture. Every time we remove primary forests, we are losing and we are breaking, excuse me, the water cycle in each place. So the more we increase the size of our agricultural land, the bigger the water cycle is gonna break. It's gonna get bigger and bigger. So this water cycle is gonna break here, break there, and then everything is gonna start collapsing, right? Another causes about the climate change is the carbon dioxide. So every time we turn on our engines for driving, for flying, for shipping goods, for cooking our meals, everything we do around with um, uh, fossil fuels, we are releasing carbon into the atmosphere. Every time we're cutting down forests and doing cutting and slash and burning, we are releasing carbon into the atmosphere. Another one, there is big one among the climate change is methane. Methane, this is huge in here because most of it, you won't believe it where it come from. We all like these burgers, we all like these steaks. They come, the methane that is produced and caused the climate change is thanks to the cows. Yeah, thanks to the cows, the cattle, the ranching, all the industry has to be thinking about what to do next because they need to stop it, right? The other one we have to be thinking about is farming. The way we are farming our food is not good to the environment. Every time we fumigate, every time we put more nutrients or fertilizers to the soil, we are actually putting a lot of nitrites on it. So that later is washed out with the water and rain taken into the rivers and then eventually into the ocean. That that nitrogen that is going there is going to change the chemistry of the oceans. And by changing the chemistry of the ocean, we're going to change the motion of the currents. So that's why we're having these crazy, crazy effects. Like the Arctic is going pretty hot. It's thanks to that. Why today we're having the Sahara? The Sahara Desert is bringing a lot of sand every year to Central and South America, but it comes in a very little quantities. But during this week, it's coming a huge amount of sand from Sahara to Central and South America. We never had experienced that before, right? So, and the ozone, man, the ozone, we are having more holes in our atmosphere. The ozone is coming. So this shield that is protecting the atmosphere is getting holes, is breaking through. Yeah, it's getting holes everywhere. So that's why when we go outside, we get we feel the sun, and the sun now says, God damn it, this thing it hurts. It's because we are losing it. We are losing the ozone in our atmosphere too. So all that combined is the cause of melting the Arctic, the Antarctic, the things that we see today in the rain pattern. The rain has changed. If you go to the Amazon today, if you go to the cloud forest today, you can look at the soil, and the soil will tell you what is going on. So there is raining too much, way too much than it used to be. So, and it rains, it rains, it rains, and the next day it's a sun, it's a sun, it's a sun. So we have super heavy rain and super heavy sun. So we don't have nothing in between, and that process is gonna end up affecting all the community of fungi that is living throughout the different ecosystem. If we kill the fungi community, trees will lose the ability to pull out nutrients from the soil. So at the moment, with the climate change, we are facing one of the biggest challenges that we ever had as a human, as a species, as a monkeys.
This is totally right. This is so crucial. We are on a race right now. Starting with one of the things that you said about the cattle. The cattle. I think each one of us can already today, right now, the moment you hear this podcast, you can make a change. Yes, you that you're listening or watching, you can make a change. Just very a huge change but just by making a little uh, switch on your lifestyle. Stop eating meat. Stop eating meat. I know you like that burger. I know you think, oh, I want that McDonald's or whatever. But I'm not saying because the thing is, you cattle pollutes more than all the cars in the world, than all airplanes in the world, and any transportation method that you're using. Cattle eating your burger, eating your steak, pollutes more than any of that. And if you say, but it's so delicious, I can't do it. Why would I forbid myself of this deliciousness? Come on, man. You gotta start being creative. It's just the spices you add to the vegetarian meat. It's not even meat. You can do mushrooms. You can put portobello instead of that. It's even more delicious than actual meat. Come on, man. Where is your creativity? You gotta start being creative and being a good cook or chef. Just that this change, it will is crucial. And not just the CO2, it also pollutes a huge amounts of water, enormous amounts of water. I don't know, because it's just so huge that I don't know the exact number. And also, just by these little changes, and it's unfair to the rest of the world. You don't know, you don't realize all the food, all the resources that needed to be used in order for you to feed, for the people to feed that cow, and then eat it for you to your for your burger. I hope it makes sense what I'm saying. Let's put it this analogy that I heard from a really cool scientist that I just heard. He's like saying that you have a enormous amount of corn. Okay, you have, and instead of eating the corn yourself, you're making tequila, and you try to feed off of yourself of tequila. You can't. If you understand this analogy, what we're doing is very stupid. It's very stupid to waste all that food. Is very silly. Okay. So yeah, does it make sense what I say, Harold?
Oh
What do you
yes,
think?
it definitely makes sense. A lot of it is definitely that in order to win the climate change, we have to give up few things. It doesn't mean that you have to give up your burger. It doesn't mean that you have to give up your McDonald's. What it means is that it opens an opportunity for you, as Gabo mentioned, to be creative about to come out with a better 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 food that you like it. All right. So just to point at a case, there is one company in Chile where they are using artificial intelligence to create the same taste, the same flavor that you will find it on a milk, on a cheese, on a hamburger, on a bacon, on a steak, on an ice cream. So think about all this. So the science is telling us that can be done. Everything, all the different items that I mentioned, they can be produced from plants. None of those can be produced from animals. And that's a revolutionary idea that proves that if we want to change, we can do it. These kids in Chile are doing it, and they are going to be big ones, just believe me. So in order to go and what we have to do this, we have to come out what I can do that is around my domain to help, because it's true, we want to win this battle, but we don't know how. All right? But we want to give you some tips in this during our talking here and what you can do that is around you. Look around yourself and ask yourself how I'm going to help this planet, how I am going to help the next generation of people that are coming tomorrow. Is today there is a bunch of kids that are just born today, but in 12 days, in 12 years, they will be facing big challenges because this, according to the science, according to over 1,500 scientists, they say we only have about 10 or 12 years to reverse everything we haven't done in 200 years. I'm not saying it's impossible. I'm just saying it's a huge, but every one of us has to take a little part of that responsibility and start doing their own thing. So I'm gonna start just mentioning a few that I'm thinking about it, and you can improve back here at home. So if you have the chance, get rid of your car. Get rid of your car, man. You don't need more cars that are consuming fossil fuels. Forget that shit. That's not good, man. That is not smart. It's not for smart people. Now, if you are in a regular fuel car, you are not smart. You are dumbass, because the idea is that you have to change, right? The other thing I want to tell you is that you have to be efficient, more efficient about what you build, more efficient about how you use your time, more efficient about using little and doing more. Yeah, so you have to rearrange the way you think, right? Think about what, check your house and think how many things you have back in your house that you bought it and you use it only once. Just think about it. So next time you go shopping, think about be a smart shopper. You start buying only the things that you really need. You don't have to end up accumulating a huge pile of shit. You never again you're gonna use it again, right?
Right.
What else you can do? You can be helping also planting trees, man. What a great technique we have in here. Planting trees.
Oh, that
We
sounds so
know.
hard. I'm being sarcastic, by the way. That's so easy. And you can just reverse climate change just by planting trees. And you got to protect the forest that we still have. If we don't have a forest, now restore them. You got to restore them and fund the ones that do that, which is also Harold and myself. We do this. So this is, you need to help us to help you. We not, please, Harold, go on. I'm sorry to interrupt.
No worries, all good. No, no, all good. So the next thing we can do is plant trees. We one of the things of the climate change is we have released so much carbon into the atmosphere and it's flying everywhere. And we need to trap it. We need to catch all the carbon there is flying everywhere. We need to catch it and trap it and hold it and keep it and put it back into the ground. The best way to do that is with trees. The cheapest way to do that is with trees. The most efficient way to do it is with trees. So you only have to do one thing, plant a goddamn tree. So the other
Yeah.
thing you can do for helping this and fight this climate change is to be smart with the light that you are using at your home. I know we want to have beautiful and deco lights, but this is not the time for it. We have to be smart and we have to go and look for light bulbs that are smart enough to consume less. And if you have a bunch of those, turn it on only the ones you need. You don't need 10, 12 light bulbs when you are one or two people living inside, right? So those little things are able to do and recycle, recycle, and recycle. Sometimes we go and we shop too much. Share with people. Sometimes they don't have it. But if you have it, you think about reusing it again. If you have something like that, cut the ends off and make I don't know, a vest. So be creative about what you have. So if you're throwing a lot of the garbage, be careful about that because you need also to be conscious about it because places like many places they don't have a proper place where to dump all the garbage, and that happens everywhere. In our case in Ecuador, 99% all the garbage is dumped into big hole and cover up and forget about it. But that's not the right way to do because what we're doing is making this little problem into a huge problem, right? So what we can do is organize our shit, organize our garbage, put all everything that can be used in the garden, for instance, that can be used into for plants that can be used again, like another material reuse again. Try to use the plastic bag for several times, right? So just don't use it only for once. If you go shopping, don't go to the shopping market anymore with it and come back full of loaded with plastic bags. Take your clothes bags and that kind of stuff can help because those are the little changes we need, you know, because the changes that politicians are looking for, those are different changes, and we have seen them because what politicians keep telling us that we have to grow in economically. We always have to grow. It doesn't matter if we are poor, but we have to grow. We have to grow. It doesn't matter if you are rich, but still you have to grow. You always grow. And the numbers say that we can grow forever. This planet can grow forever. This planet has a limit numbers of units. So we have to think about those limit numbers of units and create a circular economy, keeping the same numbers, turning over and over and over. So that is the new economy that we have to think about it too. So recycling help us to understand this because when we are doing recycling and then we think about the economy can go also in the circle, right? So we use once, we use twice, we use three times, four times, as many times as possible. Yeah.
Right.
Anything else you would like to add?
Just a little note, Harold. Sorry, before you keep on going, I just wanted to say that yes, like it's totally crucial, like what you just said. When right now humans and all the animals that we domesticated, we are 96% of the whole planet. 96%, and we were supposed to share this planet with every living thing, and the rest is just 4%. And we need that 4%. That is diversity, that is pollination, that is clean air, that is all the services that we need to survive. And we just leave that behind like it's nothing, like we don't need it. that 4%. Yeah. So Harold, and yes, and don't and get rid of, like Harold was saying, get rid of all those fossil fuels and everything that comes from it. Don't give me that vegetarian burger, that veggie burger on a plastic thing. There's other options. Don't give me that. I don't need that. We don't need that. Yes. Yes, Harold. Sorry. Keep on going. Go
Yeah.
ahead.
So today we're having this experience with the COVID-19, and I keep reading, and everybody's kind of paraphrasing, and everybody's kind of praying to go back to the normal. I got news. There is no go back to the normal. The normal is gone because this pandemic event is not going to be the last one. There will be more. All right. So, in order to have this changing, this is the best opportunity that we can work in our family, in our communities, and think about all these different challenges that we are coming ahead with the climate change. So I think that we need to organize, we need to help local organizations, local initiatives to they are promoting the conservation of the forest that is standing today and promoting the restoration of the forest that was destroyed before. So governments and local governments, they have to implement a heavy duty restoration programs locally where a new job opportunities will come for people, So there will be people need to be more technical about how to plant, reintroduce the plants into the areas that were cut down for. We need to optimize all our open areas that we have clear out for farming, because if you look around, about 80% of the land of the surface that is used by ranching is pretty much is not used. The cows, they come back and eat a little bit and they're gone, and they have to wait for another 3-4 months to come back and eat again. So the climate change is going to unite us, because it doesn't matter what you believe. As I said before, it doesn't matter what your skin color is. It doesn't matter what you speak. It doesn't matter where you are. The climate change is gonna come, and it's gonna come and get us all. So we only have one thing to do, and it's work all together. So these little things that we've been talking about, those are perhaps the little things that you can do, and hopefully your community can be more aware about all these different changes that we are facing today. And I think we can overdo it. We can overcome this if we work as a team.
We can definitely overcome this, Gerald. If you look back in history, we already overcome huge challenges. We almost extinguished pretty much all whales in our planet. But now, because we got together, we did it together, and now finally today, the populations of the whales are recovering finally. So we did this. We got rid of slavery. Come on, these are huge challenges that we overcome. So we can do this. We can all do this together. Yes, and yes, it's yeah, like little changes like that. Stop eating meat. Stop eating fish in the ocean. When you're eating fish, when you're eating mussels or anything or shrimps, you're eating plastic, man. You're eating plastic, man. You don't believe it, but if you just do your research, there are scientists that open the birds that live of the sea. They are full of plastic. The fish are full of plastic. You are throwing plastic. We barely recycle. Recycling is important, but because of the legislations that in each country, very little is actually recycled. We must do this, but we actually just dump it in the sea. We don't. We all of our trash, all of our shit is dumped in the sea, and you're eating that. Yeah. Now a year. Now the research show you that is for a fact you're eating a credit card a year. That's what you're eating. So if you keep on eating fish or shrimps, you might as well that eat your own credit card as well, because you're doing so. You're already doing that. So just do it. So these little changes, it'll help us all. It's not that you're gonna help the planet. The planet is gonna be there. We pretty much, if we could all die, and the planet is still gonna be there. Yeah. So this is for you, for us, for your grandkids. That's the fact, right, Jaro? So
That is true. The microplastics are everywhere. The microplastics are becoming the one of the biggest problem in the ocean. Very
yeah.
soon we're gonna be swimming with plastic.
And I was wondering, Harold, like, why do the Chinese, for example, come to our Galapagos Islands and fish here? I think we're running out of fish. We can see all these changes already. We were also running out of them as well. I just
Oh
wanted to
yes,
add that. Yeah.
yes. Definitely we've been overfishing because there is a demand. There is a demand for fish. It's and nowadays I don't know there were some couple years ago there was a satellite image around Galapagos. There were like 400 Chinese fishing boats. It was pretty funny because there were some boats that were only doing the fishing. There were other boats that were delivering the fishing, and there were other boats bringing the fuel to the fishing boats. So everything happens around Galapagos. That is true. Around the international water. Yeah. So whatever is the international water is usually nobody's water. Whoever has more power and whoever has more guns, that is the country who owns the international water or international air. Anyway, so the climate change is here. What are we going to do to reverse it? Is pretty much depends on each person. We know what we can do. There is enough information online that you can find, and you can find the best way you can help it. You don't need to leave this huge task to your government because obviously they are not going to do much on this. And by experience, they do very little. They do more where money is. So we have a huge challenge in our hands, but can be done. It can be done by everyday's little efforts, making sure that if you live in the city, use the public transportation, use the bicycle, walk if it's better, remember that's even healthy for you. So those are the little things that might change. It will help the change because if we teach all these little things at home to our children, our communities, in our schools, someday we're going to have very different kinds of politicians running the countries, running the local governments, and having a more conscious and more educated leadership than the ones we have today, because the ones we have today are completely ignorant, all of them. So I'm looking forward, and I hope we can overcome this. I think we can do it. Man. I think we can do it.
Yes. Yes. It's too late again. It's too late to be negative. We stay positive. Positive thinking is what make things happen. Right? If you're negative, you're not gonna get anywhere. The time to like this now. So yeah, I think it's also we got our subject, our goals pretty clear. Well, I think we already show you many little things that you can do to change and live on a better world. Like, if all of this is also improving your lifestyle, right? Even it's not just to stop climate change. It will improve your economy. The diet that I was suggesting is also healthier for you. Meat is cancerogenous. You're going to increase your chances of giving cancer to your body by eating fish or meat. So it's even better for your economy, for your health, for your environment. You're gonna have, when you go on your holidays, you're gonna have trees around. It will just improve. It's just better for you, for us, for everybody. So yeah, so I thank everyone to for listening this, and I thank you, Harold, Fernando. It's always good that you join. This is great. Thank you for being part of another episode of We Preserve.
Oh, thank you, Gabo, for inviting me. Thank you for opening me the opportunity to share what I think it can be done, and I think is possible done. And I think we have a very nice story to tell in the future that we were caught by this huge challenge, and I would love to be part of this story that we overcome, that we were so down, but we built it from scratch, and little by little we went up and we win it. I want to be part of that story.
Excellent, excellent. Thank you again, Harold. Yes, let's all be part of this. Let's all be part of this. We can do this, guys. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. Share this, comment, tell us your opinions, give us your feedback. Thank you so much. Goodbye. Until next
See you
time.
next time.